Dun, dun, dun. Run, dun, dun, run, dun, 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 dun. So, potatoes, tomatoes, mushrooms, that. What else am I missing? Am I missing anything? Oh, I like pepper. I've got a big old pepper. Well, look at this monster. Woohoo! It's huge. Hey, Anno, how you doing? I'm doing great. I'm excited because I'm going to make myself a nice big veggie omelet. Megat, sounds great. Yay. No meat. I think I'm going to go meatless. I've been having burgers and sausage in the evening. I had like some sausage roll stuff, and I made burgers the night before. So I'm like, you know what? I think we're going to go veggie. Nothing wrong with that, right? All right, so let's move this over here. Our stuff for our patates are boiling. So let's get that going. How's your day going with you today? I hope you're having a good one. I've been missing my cooking because Thursday, well, let's see, I haven't cooked for you all since Tuesday. Right? Because Wednesday was my day off. Thursday we had... Or which was the ESO Live? Is that Tuesday or Thursday? Or was it just Thursday? I can't remember now. It feels like a while. Was it Tuesday? Okay. What did I cook on Thursday? Monday was the French toast. What did I cook Thursday? No, we did French toast. French toast, I believe, was Monday because we were doing, our French toast for, because I did my Trader Joe's haul. Gosh. But either way, I said, it feels like forever since I cooked for y'all. There was the French. Was Thursday the French toast and eggs? Maybe it was. What did I do on Monday then? Because Tuesday, I think I made... Did I make a quick sandwich for so that we could watch the ESO together? Thursday, there's a picture of an egg with some bread on the side. Can't tell you. Oh, maybe I did like a dipping egg? Wow. Wow, I don't remember. All right. Yeah, I like having these like little slices because I can do a whole bunch of stuff with them. Good morning, Zookeeper. How you doing this morning? You didn't post a picture on Tuesday, so that I must have done something quick for the ESO live stuff. Now, you're heated up back there. Dun, 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 dun. Rather hungry could just be. Oh gosh, I'm so hungry. Bagel and cheese, it could have been. Really a full plate. 2 eggs, some bacon, potatoes, and some toast. Oh. Good old General Special. Alright, so red pepper is in. We'll start with that because that always takes a little bit longer than the other ones. Then we're going to put tomatoes in different colors. Look at all these wonderful different colored tomatoes. I love these tomatoes. They're so good. I got my AC up. It's going to be a hot time in the kitchen today. So my memory wasn't wrong. You did good. That's true. I could just look at the pictures in the Discord, shouldn't I? Matt, you need to get some spinach for your... I know, Spudnet. I knew someone was going to call me out on the spinach. I needed it. I'm like, oh, I don't got any spinach. That's okay. All right. Let's put the rest of this in now. Oh my God. Beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. Now we're cooking. A little salt. A little pepper. There we go. I got my green onions, but I'm going to put those in towards the end. Hey, look at that. We saved a couple of bowls. All right. We're going to take out 3. It's literally cooking. I'm cooking. I'm cooking. It's different from when I'm playing great. I'm cooking. Right, don't mind me. I'm just going to put this little thing of garlic like close by. I might add a little garlic to it. I might add a little garlic to it. I'm just saying, but I'm not saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. And when I'm saying, I'm not saying, I'm saying. Okay, anyone else in Mega Shed suddenly need coffee, a mega omelet, toasted egg roll fried? I know, I wish you guys could all just pour it right here. Alright. Keep this. I don't want it sticking. Alright. You go out here, you go out here. It's a little dance now. Now we got a little dance. Come on, let's dance. Banana, dance with me. Ooh. Ooh. We're dancing, everybody. We're dancing. We're dancing, I says. Destiny. Ooh, get up and dance with me. Nella, what's up this morning? Da-da-da-da-da-da. You gotta come in with food. Come on and dance with me. Where's my stuff, my spicy? Give it my Mrs. Dash. Where's my Mrs. Dash at? Alright. Do this. I'm going to shut you off. I'm going to shut you off right there. Get the potatoes. Get the potatoes. Get the eggs. Look at this. We're moving. We're shaking. Egg. Uno más. Uno. Dos. Tres. There we go. Alright, we need a fork. We need a plate. A little one. I'm going to switch over here because you're done cooking. You're done cooking. Done. done. You're out. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da. All right, you're going. All right, so you're there, you're there. Eggs. Boop. Scramble them. Let's go. Let's see, Mother Ducky, get your butt in here. Shut up and dance with me. I said, ooh, shut up and dance with me. And making omelets. All right. Here we go. All right, we got everything cooking. We got everything going. You're doing that. You're doing there. Already getting my plate out. Getting that ready. Where's my toast? We're going to have a little toasted jam with this. Again, I laugh at this bread from Walmart. It's a beautiful white bread, but they call it sourdough. It ain't no sourdough. But it's very good. It's very good. I love that song. My last chance. I used to know all the words. Now I don't anymore. Shut up and dance with me. All right, so here we go with it. Don't you love that song? It's such a great song. Here's what we do. This is how we do the omelet. So, omelet stuff is prepped. All right, it's all prepped. So we have sauteed down tomatoes, mushrooms, red peppers, and I'm going to throw in a little, just for a little brightness, a little bit in here. All right, of the green onion. Now, hey, beware, you're just in time. Now what we do, put in the egg for the omelet. Okay. And you spread it out. You make sure it's touching all the corners. And now you just let it sit. Because what you're doing is that you're letting it cook on that bottom. I got it at medium. It's not too crazy. And we're getting that liquid. And then when it's ready and it's just a little liquidy left on top, we then put in all the veggies. This makes your omelet come out so much better sauteing the veggies ahead of time. Because then the job of the omelet is not to cook the veggies. It's just to house all the stuff while the cheese melts. And speaking of cheese, we got the pepper jack. Fresh bag of pepper jack. Oh, QA, make sure it's okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is what what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. And it should be able to move. Just like that. That's perfect. So, you put it on one side of the omelet. All the nice veg. Spread it out. You put the cheese. More cheese. More cheese, because it's an omelet. And now all you do is fold it. Look at that. And so now all the job, look how beautiful that color is. It is not burnt. It's not anything. It's going to keep cooking in there so you can finish up the rest of your meal. And all you got to do, slip it off onto the plate. Look how beautiful. Absolutely stunningly gorgeous. Hello, Sid. I'll put a little cheese on top. That'll melt just nicely. Put a little bit of green onion on the top for freshness and garnish. And look how easy that is. Look how easy that is. Like so over cheese more than overheating? There you go. We'll wait on our potatoes. We'll wait on our toast is almost done. Actually, you know what? The rest of the green onion isn't going to make it all the way. We're going to throw the green onion in there too. The end of my green onion. Perfect. Can you do it all over the beginning? Yeah. Back to one, everybody. Back to one. Back to one. Dancers. There were dancers. Dancers, back to one. Yam just got here. Let's go. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Toast is done. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Curse you, bed being so warm and comfy. Right. Why can't I do a danger portal next to the dish? I know, right? It's like, I think there's a bug. I'd like to report a bug. My portal to Maty's kitchen is not working. All right, everything off? I think everything's off. Oh, I have to get some more jam. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Now that's Maty's Mega Omelette Breakfast. There we go. Maty's Mega Omelette Breakfast. Let's get the other shot. Boom, 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 boom. So, we did our omelet the way that we like doing it there. And I pre-sauteed all of the tomatoes, red pepper, green onion, and mushrooms. You put that in there, you put the cheese, then all you gotta do is just fold it over, boom, a little garnish of cheese and green onion on the top. Home fries with a little bit of green onions, a little bit of Mrs. Dash in there, the chipotle, and a little bit of toast with some triple berry jam. That with a little bit of pumpkin spice coffee. There we go.